welcome people of the World Wide Web. So it's Cypher Sigma Screen Time and it is the weekend, and yes, this is not your usual movie review video. So this is a bit of so this is recorded early in the week, so apologies this isn't going out when it is. I needed to take time to reflect on this. So I've been an avid movie watcher, so to speak. I'm always about movies, supporting them, going to the cinema. Obviously, I've had my local cinema, Cineworld. I've always lived about, I'd say 10 minutes drive from it. Up at the longest, probably maybe 20-25 minutes drive from it. It's probably the furthest I've ever been to get to the place. But I have always visited it. It was opened in 1994. It is obviously 30 years old this year. But unfortunately, it is a cineworld, and as the news dropped Tuesday of this week, it will be closed on the 19th of January 2025. Devastated, more or less sums up how I feel. But regardless of how I feel or what my views or what everybody agrees, disagrees with, the main thing I want to emphasise here, it is not a good thing because people have lost jobs. I've always been there. Everyone always says the staff are absolutely lovely and amazing. I said there was one guy, me and my wife, even this year, we fed back to Cineworld of how good this employee actually was. So nice and interactive with people just in general, when we thought that, that needed to be acknowledged. Now, I'm sure the staff being the staff of how good they are, they will find other jobs. But, you're talking a few weeks before Christmas to find out, like, you've got a month, 5 weeks, and then you're all out on jobs is not a nice thing to be. I have been in this situation, probably not quite as close to Christmas, but I've had 2 instances where I've been made either basically redundant twice. One, the company didn't get on, they just wanted a way out me. The other one, they wanted to downsize. I luckily the second time that worked out well. Both of them worked out well. I got off my arse, I found a new job. But regardless, from the first time and the second time, I ended up getting another job higher up, and I'm still with that company now. So these things do work out for people, but it is not great. And there will be a review. There'll be a review for the movie Wicked tomorrow. I'm going to try and go as often as I want, but I kind of needed to, it's hard. It's almost like a loss because I've spent probably like at least 15 years of my life being a Cineworld member, going as often as I can. Sometimes not as often as I want to, sometimes a lot more often as I want to. Say, like this year I've seen 4 movies in like 50 hours. Some it would only be like every other month. I remember one of my first experiences going to the cinema was seeing Scary Movie with my friends and what was essentially my second girlfriend, and being, seeing in a kind of 18 rated movie coming up, being hilarious if you'll remember, if it was an 18 rated movie at the time. And there were a lot of memories. Me and my male mate, we went to see 50 Shades of Grey on Valentine's Day one year, and had people taking pictures with us because they didn't believe that it was literally like couples and loads of women, and then there's literally, I think there's about 5 men in there. There's these memories going to see like the last Spider-Man movie and having people cheer when obviously Daredevil showed up, and when Andrew Garfield, obviously a favourite of mine, showed up. And there's these memories that I will always cherish. For me, in this world of where everything is getting expensive and I'm getting older and finding that stuff stresses me out, and that this is one of my vital kind of cleansing routines. Plus it supports something that I'm very passionate about. As you can see, I collect physical media massively. I go to the cinema to support these films. I do everything I can because I want this to survive. So that is it. So the 19th of January, my cinema is closed. What happens to it, I don't know. There are talks that it was down to the landlords. Unfortunately, from what I know through Cineworld and stuff like this, it was, the first 25 were up. I didn't think my one would be even in that top 25, but it obviously seems the case. There's obviously the landlords. It's obviously a very expensive area. Obviously, cinemas aren't the smallest of buildings, so they do cost a lot. One has been saved by the government, or the council. I do hope maybe Northampton Council decide to pull their finger out and maybe do something productive and save it. I'm not holding my breath. I'm going to go as much as I can. Obviously, next week I hope to see Craven and the Battle of Ronehind, the Lord of the Rings animated ones. Hope to go see a double bill of that, something before Christmas, and then just get 1 or 2 movies in, and then obviously it will shut. Glad to see. I got to see also Gremlins as well. So I don't, when I go to see older movies, I don't show it on this thing, and I've seen a lot of classic movies like Jaws, the Karate Kid, the Terminator, Demolition Man, and obviously recently Gremlins, Interstellar stuff. All these movies I've managed to see that I never got to see. Even The Crow I got to see this year. You know, my favourite movie on its 40th anniversary, 30th anniversary. Sorry. So there are a lot of memories, fond memories that I have of this. So the reason, obviously, I say absolutely devastated. Even my wife is, I say, it feels like it's something I love doing. And yes, it was convenient, and I'm not going to lie that I was very fortunate in my town where we live. You know, that cinema is the most local. Now, what do I do going onwards? This is where it then becomes a little complicated. So I am a member and live so I can change it. So there are 2 places that I could go. I could go Milton Keynes or I could go Russian Lakes. Unfortunately, these are a little bit problematic for me. And I know this is probably what people already struggle with, and I'm not going to say that it's the same. But for me, if I go Milton Keynes, I have to go down the M1 or the A5. You're talking the best part of an hour drive. And it isn't the fact that I don't want to do that journey. I would happily do that journey, but with Milton Keynes, I say it's the best part of an hour drive. I have to go through the M1, which has loads of roadworks on it, so it's probably longer. Any issues, I have to pay for parking, and then the cost of cineworld goes up. So essentially, this means it will probably, a rough guess, I'm probably going to be spending £100 plus if I wanted to go see something every week at Milton Keynes. Also, with the travelling times, you're adding on there, and to be honest, if it was free parking and there wasn't that, you know, and there wasn't roadworks that are going to be there for still probably years or something, then I would probably go. But I kind of am vetoing out of that. So the next one is Russian Lakes. Russian Lakes is a little closer. Unfortunately, it heads to Wellingborough and Kettering, a very busy road. If anybody's been to Russian Lakes Cinema, yes, it is very, very busy. But there's only one tiny roundabout. Every time I've been there, it's been absolutely chaos to get in and out of the thing. This is, for me, I don't want to get stressed out of, oh, I have to leave on the way to get there. I have to either go through town or go past schools and stuff. And it's going to be near peak times. I'm going to probably want to try and go, or because I finish work early on days like 4 o'clock, it's still, I'm going to have to kind of contend with this, and it's going to be absolute chaos. So at the end of the day, Rushden Lakes, I'm kind of stepping away and going, it is what it is. So we have View. View is in my town centre. It is cheaper. It is not a very nice place to be. I have had friends who go there, and this is not the story ones. One of them, I remember, unfortunately, a group of guys decided to pick a fight with them in the middle. They were just watching a movie. Unfortunately, the houses around it and the stuff and the people who frequent that area near the View are not very nice. I've only ever been there to see Back to the Future, which was years ago, but having friends been there and heard stories of just the sort of people like that, I don't really want to take the chance. You know, yes, it would be convenient and slightly cheaper. It's not the nicest. It's very run down, and the seats aren't that comfortable and that. And I say, I don't want to take the chance of going in there to enjoy a movie and having a load of people maybe kicking off or something, because I hear all too many stories about this. So yes, it kind of is. This is where I know I'm being selfish here. Like, what do I want to do? So I do have kind of come up with a alternative. So when I've had a look, there is a place in Daventry. It's called the Arc. That is where my base of operations is for work, but I work from home most of the time. So my plan is, once my cinema closes, is that's what I'm going to go to. I'm going to go to work, and then on a Monday or Tuesday go to the cinema, because they have a cheap one where it's only like £5 per ticket. There's comfortable seats. I'm going to try and buy something from there, if they do like cakes or something, or a drink or something, to try and help support my money into that. And that's kind of where I'm going to go. So there will be movie reviews. Whether I get to do one each week, it will depend on what happens with that going forwards. I hope that maybe something takes over Cineworld, or something saves Cineworld. Obviously, it's a big cinema place and there's loads of restaurants around. I'm hoping that, you know, maybe a company come in and go, actually, look, we could, you know, we can put a cinema, maybe put an Odeon there, and I will pay the yearly subscription for Odeon, however, 100 and something what it is, and I will continue to go see cinemas that's on my doorstep. That's the final plan. I hope something takes it over, but yeah, otherwise these videos might calm down a little bit going. As I say, I am not letting this discourage me. As I say, I feel bad for all the staff, and I'm going to go and see as much as I want to see these people, you know, because it is a joy experience. Quite a few of them recognise me when I go to Starbucks and know what I drink and stuff like that. So it's nice to have that kind of connection, and it makes it feel more of a connection to the cinema and the cinema world. Not only that, is I just and AJ's asked me this, why should I go? Yeah, you can go watch it on streaming. Yeah, you can go watch it on pirating. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. For me, I enjoy the cinema experience. I enjoy going to an environment where I don't have this thing in my hands. Everybody at home picks this up and starts doing it. And to be honest, the cinema is the one place where I put this down and I don't touch it at all, you know. And I enjoy that. I enjoy being in that environment. It immersifies me in the whole cinema experience, and I enjoy it more. I mean, watching Gremlins was such a delight. Yeah, I know. And I know they haven't done poor films. The writer's strike, COVID. There are a lot of factors that have done it, and they need to up it. But I just feel that we are getting to a point that if people don't support it like me, then yes, there will be people where there won't be cinemas, and it will just be streaming. And if people know what streaming movies are like now, you won't remember them. They will be rubbish. People will spend half the time on their phones, not even actually taking it in, and it will die a slow death. And to be honest, those people who don't want to go to cinema, that's down to you. You know, you don't want to support new movies and stuff like this, and you showed, and that's the consequence of it. You will get rubbish movies that are streamed at home or pirated or whatever, and all these classic movies will be forgotten. That's my thoughts and opinions. Obviously not great for the Cineworld brand, specifically for me, but thank you for watching this video. And this kind of, I don't want to say this is a rant, this is me kind of venting a little bit. And I say, it's, as much as I'm kind of angry, I have so many memories there and such a connection to the cinema that I'm not going to let this stop me. I'm still going to go to a different cinema and enjoy movies and still do reviews, whether it won't be as much. That's to be determined. But anyway, I've been Cypher Sigma Screen Time. Like, comment, subscribe, and please, if you can, support your local cinema. And I shall see you next.